Hey, Christine Johnson Sewing Friends. So hopefully this works. We got cut off. It keeps saying that we're having some issues with the wireless. So hopefully this works okay. We're going to try it one more time on our wireless network, and if not, we'll try it on our cellular network, and hopefully we can get this to go. So we're here today on a gray, yucky day, but we're all warm and cozy inside. We're going to talk about some fun holiday details. First of all, I want to say that this is the Christine Johnson cowl neck tee. My apologies here for the off cue that it's pulling down here with the lavalier mic. This is the Tunic version, so normally I would wear this with leggings, but today I have it on with jeans, which works great. And as you can see, this is a beautiful, lovely fitted shape. We're not going to talk about this pattern though. We're going to talk about some sheer stretch and lace details for holiday sewing. This came up on our sewing group this week, the Christine Johnson Sewing Circle, which you'll find at the left side of your screen under groups. And we talked about how to incorporate some holiday details. And a couple of people said, hey, you know what? I don't really have to dress up for the holidays. And for many of us, holidays are a casual affair. They are at my house. But I want to show you a couple things that you can do that incorporate stretch and sheer into your wardrobe that you can wear for the holidays, but then you can wear it any other time as well. So we're going to turn over here first to Isabel, and we're going to show you this is the Travel Trio shirt turtleneck from Travel Trio 3, and this comes with a raglan tee, and it also comes as this turtleneck version, and you can do both with this particular style. So as you can see here, it's got the beautiful raglan shoulder line. This one happens to have a turtleneck, which is made from the same stretch sheer fabric we're going to talk about here on the bodice. So this is one of the variations of this pattern, and this pattern is great for using a lot of these stretch and sheer details because of the raglan sleeve and because of this inset, this shirred inset. Now, this one happens to be using the turtleneck, but it could also be using the banded neck as well here. And as you can see, this is a beautiful stretch sheer fabric that's a coordinating print to this one here. And you can get a lot of these at places like Spandex House in New York City has it, where they have a lot of coordinating colors of their rayon lycra and their stretch fabrics used primarily for like skating and other things like that. But you'll find a lot of that. So in this case, we've used the stretch mesh. That's what this is, a stretch mesh. We use this light stretch mesh for the shirt bodice. We've used solid color sleeves. But you can take the same t-shirt, and here's where I'm looking to see where our t-shirt went. I don't see our t-shirt. I'm going to step out of the camera view and find our t-shirt. And hopefully it's here. I'm not seeing it. We have a lovely version of this. I will post a link. We have a lovely version of the t-shirt that we also have with stretch crochet on the sleeves, and I'll post a picture of that just so you guys can see it in the video afterwards. But this is one great way to incorporate a lot of great details. So I want to talk with you a little bit about our other example here, which is using sheer on the back of a tee. And in this case, this particular tee is 3 tees. And as you can see, this is a beautiful solid color front 3 tees. And 3 tees has a lovely, almost a dolman type sleeve here, a little cut on cap sleeve here, almost a dolman shape, you can see from the side, but not quite. It's not bat wingy or anything like that. But this looks like a beautiful plain, very simple t-shirt in the front. We've added a curved shirt tail hem here that you can see on the side. This is very plain and very simple, but watch. As we turn our mannequin around, we have used a stretch sheer lace. So you can kind of see my hand through there a little bit. So this is a stretch sheer printed lace. So this is an absolutely beautiful fabric. Let me see if I can bring you a little closer here, if I can take you guys off so you can see this. So let me grab you here, take you over so you can get up close and personal with this fabric. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Not too sheer, but you can see a little sheer. You can see my hand going through there underneath. But this is a beautiful stretch sheer printed lace and almost what I'll call like a broken plaid or an abstract. So this particular detail, just all you have to do to this one, quite simply, is just make the back out of a different kind of fabric. So there's nothing more complicated than that. It's just the front and the back. Now I've also created the neckline here. I'm going to flip this back around so you can see a little bit here, maybe sideways so you can see the tee. So I've actually created the neckline out of the same stretch lace, so it adds a little bit of detail to the front of the tee. But again, very simple. You've got just a solid color rayon lycra, and then you've got this stretch lace in the back. Now, I want to show you a couple of other stretch ideas that you might do. This one's a stretch honeycomb, almost a stretch lace here, and I want to show you this one. This is from my fabric stash. Look at that. Let me come up close so you can see that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? This one would look absolutely gorgeous in a turtleneck with this up here at the neckline, right like this. Okay, you can see here on Isabel. That would look perfect up there in a nice chocolate brown, beautiful chocolate brown color, kind of almost an espresso color, really. So that would be beautiful for that. It would also be fabulous as the raglan sleeve with a t-shirt, and I would do this with a contrast, maybe a deep purple or a burgundy or something like that to contrast with this. I also have this in black somewhere too, but I couldn't find it in my stash. I have a big stash. I couldn't find it. But this would be perfect for that too. So this is a wonderful, wonderful piece. And in addition, you could also do this in this t-shirt here in the 3 T's, either long sleeve, short sleeve, 3/4 sleeve, whatever you want to do, but you could do the back in this as well. And this is where those fancy bras with the, the crochet detail on the back, this is where this really comes in handy, because you're going to have this beautiful stretch sheerness. You could layer to, if you want a little bit of opacity, you could even layer it twice and do this as the back of the t-shirt. So there's nothing more here in terms of pattern alterations than just doing 2 different fabrics. And this tee already comes with this shirred detail up here. So you don't have to worry about anything else. This comes in the pattern. There are already instructions for how to sew this, and it's included. Plus, it comes with the raglan tee. This one comes with the raglan tee, and that raglan tee is fabulous for doing different sleeves. I've got the crochet version. I think I've showed it before. We have a video of it. We've done it with just a plain t-shirt that we upcycled, and then we did the crochet sleeve, which is really nice. So I'm going to set this up here because I want to show you something else, ways that you can do fancy things for the holidays in very simple garments. So I have this beautiful stretch shot with gold. I got this years ago, but as you can see, this is a really pretty, actually it's this side, it's a really pretty stretch, almost like fish scales, but it's definitely a stretch fabric. This would be really perfect for the bodice of, say, a turtleneck. I have this in a short sleeve tee that's very similar to the Cross Your Heart tee, where it comes down and it's shirred under the bust and it kind of gathers up underneath here with a flat front. I have that. This t-shirt that I made years ago. But this particular one here, I would say would be a perfect bodice or body of a turtleneck, and then to do the stretch lace on the sleeves, or if you want to do a solid and then do something like this on a sleeve with a stretch lace. This is really, this makes a very, really solid, beautiful looking tee. I don't know if any of you've seen the Apple commercial, and it shows a young woman in a sequin t-shirt, and she's got really short hair, and she's kind of walking, and they're photographing her, and the lighting of the sequin is lit up in a solid tee, in a really cute t-shirt. This is kind of what I had in mind, was this beautiful gold, something like this, and doing it in a very simple t-shirt like the 3 T's. And the reason for that, just doing the whole 3 T's in it, the reason for that is this is something that's really, it's simple. It's a simple garment. It's a t-shirt, but this really steps it up a level. You can wear this with jeans underneath a blazer or a jacket for a holiday party, and you're going to look fabulous. You can also do this with the back in a sort of a fancy fabric, and have the front be in maybe, say, a solid cream, a beautiful rayon lycra cream color in the front, and do something like this on the back. This is great for remnants and small pieces if you want to do piecing, because of course you can do the back doesn't take very much fabric and the front doesn't take very much fabric, so you can feel free and use some scraps and kind of mix things up. So a couple people are saying they're having trouble watching. You may need to restart the video, because the video did stop and restart. So if you're having issues, come back in. And a couple of you look like you're giving me some thumbs up there and some comments there that these things are really a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing this kind of thing, especially with some smaller pieces of more special fabrics. Something like this, where you do the back of a t-shirt in a different color, and then maybe make the front a solid black, or something else. Also, stretch velvet. I didn't have any stretch velvet to show you in my stash. All I had was regular velvet, but stretch velvet is fabulous in these patterns. This turtleneck right here in a stretch velvet, oh my gosh, gorgeous. Perfect for the holidays, looks great over jeans. You're gonna wear this not only Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, Valentine's Day. You're also going to wear this Tuesday, just Tuesday, with maybe say a plaid jacket or a boucle jacket or something like that, because these things are easy to wear. These garments are so easy to wear and they're so easy to make. So I'm going to show you one other t-shirt that you can also do some stuff with. That's a lot of fun with doing sheer insets and sheer types of things. And this is the shirt. This is the Princess Wrap Top. This is the most popular Christine Johnson pattern outside of the wrap dress. This one right here, most popular Christine Johnson pattern. Why? Because it looks fabulous on everybody. But you can see this one is actually made from a sheer fabric. Do you see how the sleeves are sheer? You can actually see me through the sheer sleeves there. So this is actually made from a sheer fabric, but the bodice is self-lined. So you can do this too with the same t-shirt. All you're going to do is make two different versions of it, and then you're gonna flip the neckline. I want to actually take this and show you the inside of this. Okay, so I'm going to turn this inside out because I want to show you how to create this, because this is sort of off, what we would normally do with the pattern, but I want to show it to you because the neckline is perfectly finished. You do not have to finish this neckline by doing it this way. So I'm going to turn this completely inside out, and I'm going to walk you through this. Hang it back on the hanger to make it easier for me to demonstrate. Okay, so what have we done here? This neckline has been serged and then folded back, and then everything else has been constructed exactly the same way it would be in the pattern. You can see I've got serged seams in here that you can see. The only thing that's been flipped inside out is this neckline, using this black stretch, very lightweight stretch lining. That's the only difference. So there's no stitching on the outside of this. It's just serged on the inside and then flipped over, and then it's treated as one piece. Okay, so we got a couple questions here. Which pattern did you use on the top you were wearing? Love the neckline. This is the Christine Johnson cowl neck tee and tunic. And I'm sorry that the mic is pulling this down, because normally this is a really beautiful neckline, but the mic is kind of dragging it down a bit on this sweater knit. But it is the Christine Johnson cowl neck tee and tunic. And I'll stand back here so you guys can see. This is the tunic version. And actually the tunic version comes a little longer. I've actually shortened this a smidge. So, and I've done a band, almost like a banded hem at the bottom. So this is a Christine Johnson tee and tunic. It fits very close fitting up here at the top. It's really nice. And the neckline is draped really well. Christine made, I think I've personally seen about 50 of these in her samples. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I think there were 50 that she made, just trying to get this all nice and smooth and fitted. You can see how smooth and fitted this is here while still having the cowl. A lot of times when you do these cowls and they pull off, you end up with like scads of fabric in the front. It just doesn't look good across the bust line. It pulls across the shoulder a little bit, and it just creates a lot of excess flare in the front. Christine didn't do that. She started taking little bits of it out when she was designing the pattern. So you would just get this beautiful cowl, but everything else would look great, especially your bust line. Okay, so that's what this is. And then the next question is, Beth asks, with laces sleeves, do you put stay tapes on the shoulder seams or anywhere else? Well, you won't need it on this, okay? Because you won't need to do stay tape on any of these. If you were doing lace on the seams and you want to put some stay tape on the shoulder for this one, yeah, you can definitely do that. Now, I didn't have my serger at the time, so I ended up using a stitch on my sewing machine, which is quite a bit more stable than the serging stitch. In other words, it doesn't have as much stretch. So I definitely did, it's got a little bit of stretch, but just not a lot. So I definitely didn't use the stabilizing tape, but I sewed it a little bit differently. So yes, you can on the t-shirt. You won't need it on the raglan tee. You're gonna want some stretch there. Okay, so you won't really need it on the raglan tee. And then, is it just called stretch lining? Yes, I think it is called stretch lining, Marcy. I would look at a spandex house, because you can see the lining is almost a little bit sheer. It's a little bit sheer. This is not necessarily just a rayon lycra. You can actually almost see through it. You can kind of see that when I turn it a little bit, you can see through it. So yeah, it's like a black stretch lining. You could go with a rayon lycra on the inside. That would be perfectly acceptable for this particular fabric here, because you can see this is like almost like a sheer burnout. So definitely I would look at that, using like a rayon lycra on the inside. It's soft. It won't take up too much weight, but this one definitely is a stretch lining, yeah. And Christine used to sell some of this stuff once upon a time years ago, but you can do this type of thing with a sheer sleeve with this. And again, all we've done here is just construct this tee exactly the same way in the envelope after we flipped this inside. So normally what you would do is you would finish this neckline edge first. That's actually the first step in the pattern. But instead of doing that, you're going to just simply cut another one of that whole front, the two front panels and the back panel, stitch them all together, turn it inside out, and then treat the whole thing as if it was just one piece, right? Okay, so then let me flip this back out so you guys can see how this looks. So this is really nice. This is a great way to incorporate some sheer details. Would look good with a stretch lace. A great way to incorporate details. And again, these are not, we're not going off the pattern envelope with any of these. These are not hacks. You can build this right in just by cutting out the stretch lace or the stretch sheer fabric. So there's nothing here that's weird. Okay, we're not doing anything weird. This is just substituting a different fabric for what you would normally choose a solid color for, like a burnout in this case. So this one, again, is a turtleneck and the raglan tee, and you can do either one. If you're going to do the raglan tee, you might consider doing the lace sleeves and the solid front. So do a solid, say, stretch velvet and do like a stretch lace sleeve. It's a t-shirt, right? It's just we've stepped it up a notch, that's all. So that's all we've done. Or you can do a turtleneck like this. If you don't want to do sheer, you don't have to do sheer. This would be beautiful in a stretch velvet, for example, all the way up. Like a beautiful rich burgundy stretch velvet would be gorgeous, or like almost like a peacock blue would be beautiful. You could wear it with a skirt and dress it up for the holidays, like the ruched pencil would be a great idea for the holidays. Or you can just wear it with jeans and some statement earrings for sure. Maybe you could just drop a hint that for the holidays you'd like some lovely statement earrings that would go with the new top that you're making, but again, so this is a great holiday look. So raglan tee, contrast sleeves, contrast bodice, or the turtleneck version you've seen here with the stretch mesh. This definitely is a stretch mesh collar, stretch mesh bodice. And you can see this actually on me. This is the cover. This turtleneck is the cover of the Perfect Pants Flare. So with the Ruana, it looks fabulous with the Ruana and the Perfect Pants Flare, in case you're looking for a holiday outfit. That would be absolutely perfect. Super comfortable, really easy to wear. So this is just showing you what you guys can do a little bit with just incorporating some of these fancier fabrics that you might not think of into the garments that you're already making, the stuff that's tried and true that you've made before again and again. So perfect holiday outfit, pair of cream flares, cream stretch ponte flares, and the Perfect Pants, this turtleneck with a beautiful Ruana. If you wanted to do something super extra special, you could make the Ruana in a cashmere. You could do some embellishment. They have some beautiful sew-on lace, Venetian lace trims now that you could do on that, and it would be an absolutely smashing, gorgeous outfit. You could make the Ruana double layered, do it with a velvet on the outside and say a rayon lycra on the inside, stretch velvet on the outside, rayon lycra on the inside. You could do it with velvet and say a plaid flannel. Something like that, cotton velvet and a plaid flannel, because the Ruana doesn't require stretch. So thinking of some other ways that you can dress up a holiday outfit, but just, the perfect pants and knit and a turtleneck like this and a Ruana, and you're good to go. So of course, you can do this with a lot of different Christine Johnson patterns with the sheer paneling and things like that. The t-shirts come to mind. You can also do it with, it's a little bit harder to do with a dress because you don't want the whole dress to be sheer in the back. So it's a little bit harder to do with our dress patterns, but definitely look at doing this with any of the top patterns. So that's been our feature today on incorporating stretch lace and stretch mesh and fancy holiday-esque fabrics with gold and other things like that into your current wardrobe. I'll be showing you a t-shirt version of the 3 T's back here. Let me flip our mannequin around. I'll be showing you a t-shirt version of this, probably with this on the back, just because I've got enough to actually do a lot with this. I've got a big piece of this, but I'm going to do a 3 T's, and I'm going to do probably where I do a solid front and then this on the back, because I think I have some cream rayon lycra that I'd like to do that with. So I'll be showing you a version of this. It's a great way to incorporate some special details into your holiday sewing, but at the same time end up with a very wearable garment that you can wear the rest of the year as well. So thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. It's been fun. Go out and sew something special for the holidays. We're going to have a couple of holiday features coming up for some gift sewing using some of the Christine Johnson patterns, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Stay tuned for that next week. We will be doing our live video next Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving at 12:15 Eastern. We're going to do this other special sort of gift holiday sewing. We'll be doing a special video for that, so stay tuned. See you later.